You are watching CTV.
There are two kinds of light: the glow that illuminates and the glare that obscures. What type of light are you? That is a question that is posed to every good Catholic or every good Christian, so that they find out which side you belong. And that is precisely how we find ourselves on this platform today, the Lay Apostolate. That is the program you're on to. I am Emeka Ubiki. The Lay Apostolate, as you know, is a program designed for us to reach out to various organizations, societies, and individuals in the Catholic Church to see how their existence within the Catholic Church have furthered the evangelization within the fold. And today, we are zeroing in on a particular group that play a very indispensable role in furtherance of the liturgy of the Catholic Church. I'm talking about the lay readers. And today, on our platform, I have a worthy representative of that fold. It is Chris Nzeduru, the President, Catholic Lectors Association of Nigeria, Abuja Archdiocese. Chris, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Our program.
Thank you very much.
Good. The lay reader. Some people call him lector. Anybody can read. Is there anything special about lay reading in the Catholic Church?
Good. I think I will need to start by saying that the word lay reader before now is what people call this group.
Okay.
Any member of this group is referred to as a lay reader. But this time, it is no longer lay reader because a lot of transformations have taken place. So they are called lectors. They are known as lectors. And before now, you could refer to them as members of the board of lectors. And that also have changed. It is now referred to as members of the Catholic Lectors Association of Nigeria, CLAN. That's the new name.
Okay.
So from your question, there are so much that is available that members of this group are doing in the church. And like you said, it is very, very indispensable. Indispensable in the sense that most priests can tell you, when a lector reads very well in the church, their job has been taken care of up to 50% or more. When it comes to a lector reading and reading very well, a lector that reads very well has been able to carry out the assignment in such a way that the priest will have little or no much assignment, a job to do during his sermon. In fact, the sermon will be made easy has been made easy for him. He will just go ahead and interpret. Most of Reverend Fathers will tell you that. So it is important that every lector who reads in the church reads very well, and that's what we're doing. We're doing this in such a way that we've been doing it, and our members have been doing it in such a way that we do it on daily basis. And it's actually become part and parcel of us. So we get members that read and read very well in the church.
Now, what does it take to be a lay reader? Lector, rather.
Good.
Okay.
What it takes to be a lector is basically you must be a communicant. First and foremost, you must be a communicant. You must be above 18, even though we have the minor lectors group. But then for you to be able to say, I am a lector, you must be above 18 years of age, and then you must be a communicant. When you have been able to fulfill this, then you can now join the association in your parish and undergo what is called probation. We have a probationary period of 3 months. In some parishes, it could be more, depending on the area and where you're coming from. Within this period, there will be rehearsals that you'll be attending, there will be training that will be attending, and within this period, you'll be coached, you'll be trained, you'll be guided, and at the end of the day, you will start proclaiming. What we actually do is not just reading, it's proclaiming. We make sure that we proclaim the word of God in such a way that the listeners must surely get something to take home. And that's what we do.
Okay, now, the period of training, is there any structured method of training? Just like if you're a broadcaster, because reading is all about communicating. And anybody who is a broadcaster, a public speaker, undergoes certain measure of training. Do you have a structured training structure like that?
Yes, so of course we do. We do, because the association is a structure on its own, has a structure on its own that newcomers are properly guided. You don't just get up and start going to read. You are guided in such a way that by the time you undergo these processes, you will come out good. You will come out perfect. That when you communicate, it is very easy for people to understand. So there is a leader of the group who has a provost who possibly will be taking on these new members on weekly basis for that period of time. And when it is done, you can see, I can tell you, when the person comes out, you can be very sure of what you're getting. Okay. So the structure in such a way that by the time you undergo this structure, because they are there, you have the different departments as they are structured, they are laid down, and people follow them. By the time you're able to do them and come out of them, of course, you can be sure that this is what you're getting, that you can be able to proclaim, and people will hear what you're doing.
Okay. Personally, how long have you been on this seat as a president?
Well,
that body.
We here in the Archdiocese of Abuja, we had our election 2 years ago. That was 2017, and I emerged as the president of the group. But before then, I used to be a coordinator of a deanery. Okay. And then I was a parish president. From being a parish president, I became a coordinator. And then from being a coordinator, I became the diocesan president.
Okay. How long have you been a lector, so to speak?
Yes, I've been a lector for over 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I can tell you, it is wonderful. It is good. This is our own way of worshiping God, and it's something you would like to be part of.
Now, since you people read inspired books, holy books,
sure,
it's not just like reading any other secular book. Is there any kind of feeling that you get that is comparable to any other feeling when you are reading something else?
Yeah, I will tell you this. You don't even just get up and walk up to the altar to go and read. Members prepare for it. For you to even take reading at any mass, Sunday or weekday masses. You have to be prepared for it because it is the holy book that you're going to read. You're going to read it in such a way that people will be inspired. People will listen to you and get inspired and repent from their old ways and all that. So you prepare for it. In fact, we are encouraged to make sure that you prepare yourself for it. And even as a lector, it is expected that at all times, you are very ready to read. You are prepared. Whenever a reading is assigned to you, you get ready for it. Work for it, because for over a week, it's given to you. Within a period of 1 week, you are expected to be getting ready for it, so that by the time you are going to deliver, the job will be made easy. So we are actually prepared for it, and when we read, we'll get inspired. Get inspired in such a way that we'll get blessings from them. Okay. We'll read and we ask for God's favor and blessings. We even ask for God to help us to be able to proclaim in such a way that people will understand what we are reading. We don't just read.
Okay.
We do this, and members are encouraged to always do it, and that's what we do.
All right. You know, the Catholic Church is not particularly native, though we try to get it indigenized. It came from somewhere. And now, how to perfect the art of reading definitely must defer to the people who brought the church to us.
Sure.
Do you have any contact with international bodies, the Vatican, and those areas and locations where the Catholic doctrine or the Catholic Church is seated? Do you relate with them so that the expertise required in this proclamation is guaranteed to some extent?
Yeah, you will agree with me that the Reverend Fathers we have,
Yes.
a good number of them are very vast, because this is what they do. You remember in the seminary, they are installed lectors themselves. So what we do is that they are our coach. Anytime we have any problem, we take our inspiration from them, we learn from them. Anytime we are having, in fact, there are handbooks written by so many of them, and we are using it.
Okay.
There are handbooks written by some of them, and we are using these handbooks as guide. And from time to time, we bring them to train us, and we'll keep having workshops, seminars, and conferences where we bring priests that are very vast in this area you're talking about to speak to us, to guide us, to teach us, and our people keep learning from it. That's what we do. That's how we overcome what you're talking about.
Okay.
So that we're able to pronounce these words, because they are not our native language.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Some of them are very difficult to pronounce. You can't even pronounce them, because if you've not heard them before, you need to get trained on them. And then this is what by the time we do, we'll keep doing them, and most of us are becoming masters of this word, because we've got training and we have been able to perfect in the pronunciations and all that. That's what we do.
Now, is it basic that somebody who is a lector must understand Latin? Because basically, we use Latin a lot. You know, is it a prerequisite?
It is not a prerequisite,
Yes.
but it's an added advantage.
Okay.
It is not a prerequisite, but it's an added advantage, because Latin is the language of the church.
That's right.
So if even as a lay person, if you know it, it's wonderful, it's good. The communication will be easier. And that is it.
Well, if you are just joining us, the program is Lay Apostolates. And today we are within the horizon of the Board of Lectors. You know, we used to call it lay readers. But things change. Language is dynamic. We try to grow with time and adapt to new changes. And that shows that society is growing as well. So if you are just joining us, I've been trading chats with Chris Nzeduru, President, Catholic Lectors Association of Nigeria, Abuja Archdiocese. The program will be back after this break. Nice to have you back. We're still on the program Lay Apostolate, and Chris Nzeduru is still here with me.
Thank you.
Well, you are a born Catholic, is it?
Yes, I am.
You are not a convert.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Now, we are living in a society. The church is not living outside the society. So whatever affects the church affects the society. And whatever affects the society affects the church. In fact, some people say that the church is the micro society in the macro society of the world.
Sure.
Now, you can see the situation of the country. Do you think that we are praying enough? Or that what you people in the board of lectors read to us every Sunday, that we are applying it enough to make the country better?
Yeah, to respond to your question, yes, we are. If you ask me, we are praying and we are responding to what we are hearing, but then we may not have done enough because we need to do more. You hear people say, if we've been praying and our situation is still the way it is, what do you think that would have happened if we've not been praying? But here we are, and the society, the situation we find ourselves, people appear to be turning themselves away from the way of God, and it's affecting us. The old days are gone. The value system is being destroyed before us, and we are seeing it. Our children are coming up with different kind of things that we're not aware of. But the point we are making here is that it is important we focus and make sure that we are practicing what we read. We are practicing what we hear. That we've not done enough, I can tell you that.
Okay, because I am worried, and I think you are worried too, that despite the fact that on a daily basis we are producing more pastors and more priests, and the churches are growing, on a daily basis too, the crimes and the atrocities are multiplying, are growing.
Sure.
Is it that God is not hearing us, or we are not praying well, or we are not praying enough? It's a worrisome situation.
It is.
That critical answer must be given to that. I don't know if you have given a thought to that as a lay reader in the church.
Yeah, as a lector, I do. I've given thoughts to this because it bothers me too. It bothers me, this number of churches we have, this number of pastors we have on a daily basis, that we are ordaining pastors here and there, and we have a lot of religious men and women, and yet our situation is the way it is. It bothers me so much. It's not that we are not praying enough.
That is not praying rightly.
Maybe we're not. Yes. I think you could not say that maybe we're not praying rightly because
God is not listening.
No, God is listening. God is listening. God is listening to us.
You're vehement about this one.
No, God is listening to us. It's just that we have to change our ways. Our ways are bad. The crime and the level of atrocity that is going on in the world is overshadowing our prayers and what we're doing. That is the truth of the matter. The level of corruption, the level of injustice, a lot of things, evils that are going on, the atrocities that are going on is overshadowing what we're doing, the good aspect of us. That is actually what is playing out in the society. So it's not that we're not praying enough, but the bad way of life that some of us have been able, that some people have been able to come up with, they are now using it to dominate the good aspect. And that is when you can now say, it's possible we are not praying enough. It's possible we are not doing the right thing. And that is the situation we find ourselves. So the society will have to turn away from these bad old ways. In the past, it wasn't like this. Look at the level of crime we have in the country. Look at the level of corruption. Look at the level of injustice. Before now, it wasn't this way. But here we are. We are face to face with it. And it is not good for us. It does not speak well about us. And that is the situation.
So, now, I want us to be more practical about this. Are we not practicing what we preach?
It is obvious we don't practice what we preach. Because you and I know that our leaders, our preachers, a good number of them preach a different thing, and they do the different thing, and the followers follow the same way. So it is a common fact that what we preach, what we hear, is quite different from what we do.
No, but are you not surprised that nations that does not even bother about religion prosper more than nations that have tens and thousands of churches?
Yeah, sure, I'm bothered about it too.
So what do you think?
Yeah, my take here, I will tell you straight, is this. God has his ways, and he told us in the Bible that his ways are different from our ways. The ways of the Almighty are different from our ways. So he makes his rewards according to the way he wants it. Okay. So you should not be carried away that there are some people that prosper more than others, beside the fact that they don't even bother about God or religion, and yet here they are prospering. It is not a crime, it's not a bad idea that we are embracing God, that we are having more churches, that we are having more Christians, or that we are having more religious men and women. It is not bad in this one. But what is bad is that we should endeavor to begin to practice what we preach, begin to do what we say, so that there should be a very strong relationship between what we preach, what we hear, and what we do.
Just like a lector now, if we come to the church and the first reading talks about humility, obedience, and service to humanity, it's expected that while listening to that lector proclaim those messages, it's expected that on the street, at home, at the place of work, the lector should be able to live it out so that people will be able to identify with those good virtues. That's what you're saying, Chris?
This is our cardinal point. It is not enough to climb the altar and go and proclaim. We keep telling our members, and that's what we do. Live out what you preach. Ensure that what you preach, it's not live out what you read. Make sure that what you're reading and what you're doing synchronizes together. There's a good reason. You cannot tell people a different thing and go outside there to go and do a different thing. So we expect you to also live out what you read, so that people will now look at you and see you as a living message. As a living message. What you're reading, what you're proclaiming, and your life has a relationship. You can't be doing a different thing and be reading a different thing. So, and this is the cardinal point we focus on as lectors. So we try to read and we live according to what we read. That's what we do.
Very good. I'm sure that as the president of Catholic Lectors Association, you are providing a very good leadership. And leadership is key to the success of any organization, not to talk of a country like Nigeria. Now, over time, people have said that the country's problem has been leadership. And that has been the reason why the cardinal, on very many occasions have continued to insist that Catholics must get involved in the political system and also aspire to be leaders in the secular society so that they can impact on the system. As Board of Lectors, do you people think in this direction?
Oh, sure, we do. We do, because how can you effect a change if you don't get involved? It is not possible. You have to be in before you can effect change. Yeah. So we encourage our members, get involved. The Cardinal has told us that over and over. Get involved. It is before now that Catholics stay and show less concern. But this time, say, no, don't do that. Get involved and be so that you'll be able to bring in the change you are expecting, the change you desire. You cannot do it from outside. You have to come in to be able to do it. And we encourage our members to get involved. Okay. Yeah, so our members are, from time to time, whenever the opportunity comes, even at the last dispensation, some of our members get involved. You get involved.
I know you ran for elections online.
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Some years back, I did. Yes. And even before, and even after that, some of our members are getting involved.
That's good.
Yes, and some of them, and you know what is in election is either it comes either way. It's either you're succeeding or it comes the other way. But it does not stop you from trying. Yeah, so we encourage our members to please get involved in politics. Don't run away from it. It is before now that you say politics is a dirty game. No, politics is not a dirty game. It is the people that play politics that makes it dirty. But on its own, it is not, because it has something to do with human life. Yeah. You understand? The decisions you take as a politician, as a leader, has so much effect on people. So it's not dirty. You understand? These are things that you use it to advance human race. You understand? So you cannot just sit down and watch things go wrong and you don't want to get involved. So we advise our members to get involved. And I can tell you our members are getting involved.
Okay. Your final word to the people, because time is no longer on our side. Your final word to them before we go.
Yes, I want to encourage people. I've said this before in other clients, so that please and please again, people should get involved in lectorship. Go to your parish, ask for CLAN, Catholic Lectors Association. Find out their meeting time and be part of what we're doing. Anybody can be a lector so long as you can be humble, you can follow the rules, you can be admitted. And like I have said, the basic qualification here is that you must be a communicant. If you're a communicant and ensure that other rules have been properly taken care of, will guide you and will get you as our member, and you start proclaiming.
Thank you, Chris, for coming on our show today.
Thank you very much.
This is where we come to close on today's package of the program. I hope you had a pleasant time going along with us. Some other time, we're going to bring another association or group to interact with you and get across to you what they do and how they impact positively in the progression of the Catholic faith. I am Emeka Obieki, asking you to remain tuned to the rest of the programs on Catholic Television.